Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. NBA preseason 2024-25, one big question for Knicks, Lakers, more. The start of the 2024-25 NBA season is less than 2 weeks away. Preseason action is in full swing and will end next Friday. The real games begin October 22 when the defending champions Boston Celtics welcome the New York Knicks, followed by LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. But before those games tip off, there are plenty of key questions surrounding several playoff contenders. How are new-look teams such as the Knicks and Timberwolves figuring out their rosters? Can teams like the Milwaukee Bucks and Phoenix Suns bounce back from disappointing seasons? And how are veteran superstars such as Klay Thompson, Paul George, and Chris Paul handling their first weeks with their new teams? As the regular season draws near, our NBA insiders answer top preseason questions for key teams around the league. If you thought the Celtics were going to look different heading into coach Joe Mazzulla's third season and coming off their record-setting 18th NBA title in June, it took 2 preseason games in Abu Dhabi against the Denver Nuggets to quickly show that won't be the case. Over those 2 games, Boston got up a staggering 108 three-point attempts and made 38 of them. Since Mazzulla became coach in 2022, Boston has built a team that leans heavily into that strength, including a bench unit featuring players who can shoot threes in a hurry in Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard. For all of the understandable focus on Boston's star-studded starting lineup, it is that bench unit which will include some combination of Pritchard, Hauser, Luke Kornet, Xavier Tillman and Neemias Queta that will be important this season. The Celtics will try weather the absence of Kristaps Porzingis until at least December after he underwent off-season leg surgery and also limit the wear and tear on Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday and Derek White. Mazzulla has shown faith in his reserves by playing them in substantial roles in the past, and Boston is hoping that can be the case again this season. Tim Bontemps. Why Terry Rozier changed his mind about the Hornets' losing culture. For 4.5 seasons, Terry Rozier played for the Charlotte Hornets, serving as one of their leading scorers during that stretch. Unfortunately, the combo guard failed to reach the playoffs in any of those years, a result he had to get used to after suiting up for the perennial contenders, the Boston Celtics, in his first years in the league. Midway into the 2023-24 campaign, Rozier changed teams again after Charlotte shipped him to the Miami Heat in exchange for a future first-round pick, protected in 2027 and unprotected in 2028. While he could have just moved on to his new squad without much ado, he issued a parting shot to the Hornets organization sometime after the deal. Rozier was asked nearly a week after his move to South Florida how losing in Charlotte was different from losing in Miami. His response raised some eyebrows among some of the Hornets faithful, as he said, "It's the total opposite. In Charlotte, you're kinda used to losing. It's in the DNA. Over here, it's the total opposite. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody is fine with it." There might have been some truth to his statement, though, as he lost a little more than 60% of his games in a Hornets uniform. Interestingly, Rozier recently changed his tunes about his former team when the Heat faced off against it in the preseason. During an interview with the media, the veteran playmaker gushed about how the Hornets players have bought into what the top brass has passed down and shown a different mentality. So, what made him see Charlotte in a positive light? He believes the current owners and, presumably, the team executives have a lot to do with it, stating, "They have a mindset aligned with the new owners and everything." Rozier had a brief experience with the ownership group led by Gabe Plotkin and Rick Schnall, who succeeded Michael Jordan as the organization's majority owner in the summer of 2023. However, his Hornets tenure didn't coincide with the present architect of the squad, Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations Jeff Peterson, who was brought in over a month after his trade to the Heat. Peterson, along with new coach Charles Lee, has been hands-on in trying to cultivate a winning culture in Charlotte. They have provided the crew with a clear direction, which should boost the team's hopes of becoming a playoff contender in the years to come. The wins might not come immediately, but chances are that losing would now leave a bitter taste in the mouths of today's Hornets players. Warriors urged to trade for $146 million superstar to pair with Steph Curry. At 36, Stephen Curry is no spring chicken. There's no denying that, at this point, the GOAT shooter has a few more years left in him before he calls time in his decorated career. This is exactly why the Golden State Warriors must do everything they can to make the most out of Curry's remaining prime years. What we've seen from the Dubs over the past couple of years does not exactly inspire overwhelming confidence in terms of a potential challenge this season. Their rather lackluster offseason also points to the notion that they might need more than just a Buddy Hield to seriously contend for a title in 2024-25. According to Grant Hughes of Bleacher Report, a guy like Jimmy Butler could be exactly the player the Warriors need. Pairing a bona fide all-star like Butler alongside Curry could potentially be the high-risk, high-reward blockbuster deal that could change everything for Golden State. Butler's demonstrated excellence in the biggest games would certainly have appeal to a Dubs team that may only have one last ride in it, if that, Hughes wrote. Of course, Butler also comes with massive financial concerns. He'll hit free agency after 2024-25, assuming he declines his player option, and will likely want a pricey extension. Butler is 35, and like Curry, his championship window is coming to a close as well. However, we've all seen what the five-time All-NBA forward is capable of when he's healthy, especially when it comes to the postseason. This is also why he won't come for cheap. Assuming that the Miami Heat somehow become amenable to parting ways with their cornerstone superstar, you can be sure that Pat Riley will be asking for a hefty price. The good news for the Warriors is that they have the necessary assets to pull off a deal. Golden State has multiple first-round picks at their disposal, as well as a potential trade centerpiece in Jonathan Kuminga. It's a high price to pay for sure, but this might just be the type of high-risk, high-reward blockbuster deal the Dubs must be willing to do if they're serious about putting Curry in a position to win his fifth championship ring. As Hughes pointed out, Butler does come with inherent risks. The six-time All-Star is currently on a 3-year, $146.4 million deal, which expires at the end of the upcoming season. He has a player option for 2025-26. Should the Warriors trade for him, they might need to break the bank to get the 6'7" forward to sign an extension next summer. It's an undeniably massive gamble for Golden State, but one that might be necessary at this point. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.